What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Rolling the Bottom podcast. Hope you're doing well whenever you're watching this one. It's late, everyone's sleeping. We're going to be in the Daytona 500 tomorrow, so this is not going to be a long podcast. We're going to hit the meat and potatoes of this race and go to bed. Overall, let's get into it. Austin Hill wins the United Rentals 300. And white flag, Brendan Poole had a shot there. Down a back stretch, he was linked up with the 7 of Justin Allgaier. But then Justin got a massive shot behind him the same time he was pushing the 44 to make a move on the 21. The 32 was Jordan Anderson. And just right when the 32 hit the 7 hit the 44 in an odd spot, the 44 just looked like he was going to wreck. He was able to hang on to it. But that killed his run, killed his shot there. He ended up getting loose, and then that allowed the 7 to get side by side, and here came the 32. And that killed their entire chance there to make a move on Austin Hill. 3 and 4. Looked like the 7 had a chance. A little bit of a small run, but it was nothing. It was easy for the 21 to block. And Austin Hill is your winner. He led 78 laps in a 120 lap race. The dude was the guy. I picked him to win, and I picked him to win because of these reasons, man. He's so hard to beat. But there were moves in this race where you're like, why? Like, I felt like there were still times in this race where people could have been better teammates to make moves on this guy. And they ended up doing what the 21 wanted them to do. And there was times where I think there was the one move where the 20 of Brandon Jones, his teammate was side by side with Austin Hill. And instead of, not pushing the 21, he pushes the 21 past the 18 of his teammate Williams Walsh. It was just like, what? I do think Austin Hill is incredible. I think he's really good, but I do feel like there's times where these guys behind him aren't making the right moves. But also, Austin Hill's really good at side drafting too. He's really good at killing the lanes. He's really good at slowing the lane down. If he's side by side, he just side drafts hard. And then the outside line, the guys that are trying to push him, get back to his bumper, they push him back out in front. He's just really, really freaking good. And he just understands super speedway racing to the T. And he has a fast car, too. I mean, him and Jesse Love literally led almost all the laps in the race. Because Jesse Love led 27 laps. Gotta give credit to Austin Hill. He's won at Daytona multiple times. And it's funny. You would think by now these teams would know how to work together to beat the 21, but they somehow end up making the wrong moves, and they give the 21 the win. I mean, the last night we just talked about it. I mean, they had a run there to make a move on him, and make him have to either make a big block or race him out side by side, and they end up getting dysfunctional there because of all the contact there with the 32, the 7, and the 44. But congrats to Austin Hill. Again, impressive W. Good start for RCR. That same pit crew that pitted the 21 will be pitting the 8 car who's on the hole tomorrow for the Daytona 500. So a lot of momentum going for RCR heading into the Daytona 500. Jesse Love was another guy who was probably the second best car, like we said. He ended up losing some spots because he was on the outside there, and I think he was actually on the inside there and lost some spots there before he had a late race caution there down the back stretch, so he ended up restarting the 4th. He was behind the 8 car on the outside on the final restart, and the 8 car had damage, so he wasn't really he was a good pusher, but wasn't a good car for leading, so the 8 car stalled out the outside lane. And that's what then allowed the 21 car to now have one lane and just block. But the 2 car was really, really good. He led laps. But like I said, Austin Hill won both stages with the best car. But Jesse Love was right there. RCR's got this super speedway. RCR has this super speedway package on lockdown. We look at the race overall. Austin Hill finished first. Second was Justin Allgaier. Third, Ryan Sieg. Fourth, Jordan Anderson. Shout out to Jordan Anderson. This guy, for some reason, it always survives the mayhem at these super speedways and comes home fourth. He's the owner of Jordan Anderson Racing. He only does, I think, speedway races. So comes out fourth with a clean race car. Can't ask for much more. Sammy Smith fifth. He was another guy that was involved in, I think, the wreck coming to the end of stage one. So come home fifth is a good start to the season. Sixth, Ryan Ellis. Another good, cool story there for Ryan Ellis and a small team. Seventh, Carson Quampo. Eighth, Blaine Perkins. And then ninth, Jesse Love that we talked about. Led 27 laps. Came home ninth because of that outside lane stalled out with the 8 car, and he didn't have a chance there. Feel bad for him because I think it could have been interesting if the 2 and the 21 were side by side there at the end. Best 2 cars, but still comes home solid. Ron Tucker, he was involved in multiple accidents. He was spinning a lot, but luckily in the accidents, the big wrecks he was involved, he got the least damage. So his car was mainly well intact. So comes home 10th. Anthony Alfredo 11th. 12th, Brendan Poole. We talked about Brendan Poole was the guy that was right there for the win. But then he got just a accordion effect that affected him, got his car loose. He had to hang on to it, killed his run, and he fell back because there was no one behind him. But Brendan Poole was right there, man. And then 13th, Patrick Emberling. 14th, Parker right to left. And then 15th, Kyle C. Hey, LeVar Scott coming home 16th, a rookie. Carson Hoslar finished 20th. He showed up in that truck race, but in this race he was involved in a lot of accidents, just had damage. The car wasn't doing what he needed to do. So I feel bad for him there. There were some big wrecks in this race. There was a lot of big wrecks in this race. A lot of cars getting torn out. Very wild. There was a red flag there for the incident where we saw the 39 get turned. Sam Mayer was involved. And there's a lot of talk about the Sam Mayer. He got destroyed, pre-destroyed. This is down turn 2. He's trying to hang on to this thing. This thing's obliterated. The front end's destroyed. And he ended up sliding back up towards the racetrack in turn 2. And then here came Natalie Decker and just plowed into Sam Mayer. And some people are blaming Sam Mayer, saying he should have slowed down and hit the brakes. The dude's car is destroyed. I don't know if he had brakes or not. You don't know. I don't understand. Some people just don't understand racing. His tires didn't slide. He was sliding up the racetrack. All this momentum. And I think the booth was blaming more on Natalie Decker for not slowing down. But then I think Natalie was saying that her crew chief was saying it was good, it was clear to keep going. I don't know. I feel bad for Natalie because she always doesn't get the benefit of the doubt for a lot of instances if she's involved, especially for slowing down. But I still would blame it more on Natalie. I mean, she can see the cars in front of her. You gotta slow down. Maybe she was relying on her spotter too much. When she had her 2 eyes, she could see. I don't like freaking going after drivers because I'm never going to experience what they're going through in that car. But it was a big hit for Sam Mayer. He was okay. Big hit for Natalie Decker. She said it was one of the biggest hits of her career. Luckily, they were both okay. A lot of big wrecks, like I said. I feel like I repeat myself way too much in these podcasts, but it was a massive wreck. But I felt like the first stage, it was Austin Hill. But there was times I felt like when the RCR cars were 1-2, Jesse Love would make a move, and then Austin Hill would then make the move. He would block Jesse Love. It almost looked like Austin Hill was dictating whatever Jesse Love was doing, he was doing, because Jesse was the one seeing the runs first. And also, since first stage, the high line was towards the wall was the dominant lane, because we saw some single file racing where the top 10 cars were up single file up towards the wall, and then in the second half when it was darker outside, the first half was in the sun, slicker. The second half was under the lights. The preferred line was towards the yellow line, so when they got single file, they would all run that bottom line. Probably has to do with handling. The shortest way around the track is better, but because the sun's out, the track's slicker, so running up towards the wall doesn't allow you to turn the wheels much. But then at nighttime, there's so much grip, so do the shortest way around. I'm not exactly sure in that experience there. But that was an interesting thing to look at. And also, you got to realize, guys, RCR, One, they're fast, but they have really good spotters. Spotters are one thing I feel like people need to realize is that those spotters are kind of, they're the blind side. They're telling the driver what's going on a couple rows back behind them, so they're able to make these moves because of the help from the spotter. Um, and they're talking so fast, they're talking so clearly, and they're giving so much information. And some drivers don't like a lot of information, but some drivers do. I think a lot of the super speedway guys like a lot of information. It's better for them. Um, but yeah, I felt that was the um, that's the bulk of the race. I feel like we can get more in detail with some of the racing. And of course, I think there was a lot of moves in this race where some of these cars should have made to make a move to pass Hill or put Hill in a better position, and they just never did. Um, yeah, there was 15 lead changes in this race. Um, I felt like there was more. Well, okay, that's actually a lie. That's not surprising. It didn't. It felt like there wasn't that many lead changes. There was 8 leaders. Hill with the most laps led. The one thing I felt like was a smart play by Austin Hill. There was a lap 28 caution. I believe. Let's just see when was that? Yeah, it was after the red flag crash where we saw Sam Mayer make contact with Natalie Decker. That was the big incident. Of course, that's how it started. Austin Hill was leading the race, and he came down to pit road. He filled the thing up. He put 4 tires on. That to me was the game changer because now he's got 4 fresh tires, which we know tires aren't the biggest factor in speedways, but that's still fresh rubber on that old Daytona surface is it's going to help. And then you fill up the car, so now you don't have to worry about fuel saving, fuel conservation, because we know that's what a lot of guys that when they were on pit road. I think Jesse Love, I was listening to his radio, he was only on pit road for 2 seconds. 2 seconds. That's how a lot of fuel. So a lot of guys were worried about fuel, where Austin Hill was just running free. Fresh tires, plenty of fuel, just lay it down. He got out to the front very quickly. I don't know how many laps, but he got right back up there, maneuvered his way, and boom. And once he got to the lead, it was game over essentially for the competition. Um, I saw there was some beef there with Carson Osevar and Carson Ware. I guess Ware was mad in the way that Carson was racing him, and he flipped him off. Carson Ware said Carson Osevar flipped him off. They made contact. I guess Carson Ware was mad at I guess because mad at Carson because of the contact, because Carson and the team he was racing for is a smaller team, and they don't have a lot of cars they can build, and Carson Osevar doesn't care about the equipment. He's just out there racing. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't see a replay there. But yeah, guys, I thought this was a really, really good race. RCR showed why they're the best in the business. There was a crash at the start of the race there. Some stack up there, took out a bunch of cars. One car at least in particular. We ended up seeing the 8 car spin there coming to stage 1 that took out the 19 Gio Orgerio. Big hit for him. I felt like it's weird. I felt like the first 2 stages go by really quickly. It feels like you're still getting the groove of racing, and then that second stage is so long, 60 laps. It just kind of feels weird. It's like, man, 2 stages are gone, and I feel like we haven't even got racing, But no, it was a good race. I know I'm kind of all over the place with this podcast, and I apologize for that. But I thought, seeing that there was a lot of high praises, a lot of people loved CW. I thought it was hilarious. There was a bunch of dudes down near the exit of pit road with their shirts off, waving their shirts. It was awesome. There was some good entertainment there. It was funny. It was hilarious. I took a video of that. The TV showed it. Now, last thing I want to talk about with this podcast is some more Austin Hill. But his stats. Now, Austin Hill, when it comes to stats at super speedways, he has 11 wins. That's first in the O'Reilly series. laps led. He has 887 laps led at super speedway, or drafting tracks, I should say. That's first. He has 18 stage wins. That's first most. Stage points at super speedways. He's second most in the O'Reilly series. All time, 73.3% of his wins have been on drafting tracks, the highest rate of any driver with 5+ career wins. Austin Hill is the super speedway master in these O'Reilly series. The thing I hate the most about all the success that Austin Hill is having is that he can't have that same success in the Cup Series because the car just drives so different. It seems that it's more about fuel saving, and the less fuel you can take, the better position you'll be in for the end of the race. Like, you gain spots on pit road because you're taking less fuel. It just seems like you can't do what he's doing in this O'Reilly series. He cannot do in the Cup Series. And that's the thing I hate the most, is that some of the skills in the Xfinity Series, the Xfinity Series, and the O'Reilly Series, he can't bring to the Cup Series one day when he does get there. But man, guys, I saw something I would love. I know Denny Hamlin said that he wants to do one more super speedway race before he retires. I hope that maybe I don't know what super speedway race he wants to do. Is it Talladega, Daytona? But I hope he doesn't before Austin Hill goes to the Cup Series, because I would love to see Denny Hamlin versus Austin Hill, because I feel like Denny's so experienced that we would finally get to really see, is Austin Hill that good? Is he that legit? Or are just the O'Reilly guys, just not making the right moves? Like, are they not smart enough to see the opportunities that maybe Austin Hill is giving them? I don't know, because a lot of those guys in that series are really freaking good. We'll find out, but I would love to see Denny Hamlin get into another Xfinity Series race and go up against Austin Hill in a super speedway battle. Be awesome. Overall, guys, this podcast, like I said, has been all over the place, but that's how I'm going to do it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to my Daytona 500 podcast. Could be a fun one tomorrow. Good night.